Hi Year 6, it's Mrs Withers here with Friday's arithmetic answers. So we've already done our maths quiz this morning. Hopefully you've already had a go at the arithmetic paper before you've come to watch this video. If you haven't and you forgot, pause the video now and go back and do the arithmetic paper, because in this video I'm going to be going through the answers and there's no point in watching the answers if you haven't done the questions. Okie dokes, if you're still with me then, I am guessing that you have done the questions and you want to know whether you've got them right. Okay, question 1 then, straightforward, column addition. The answer we were looking for there was 712. Okay, question 2, 9 11ths take away 4 11ths is 5 11ths. Our denominator is already the same, so it's a nice easy one to warm us up. Question 3, 838 divided by 1. Okay, so if I split 838 into one group, I still have 838, don't I? Okay. So nice and easy to start us off with. Okay, question 4, getting a little bit harder. 99 divided by 11. Could have done a little bus stop. Hopefully I know though that 99 is in my 11 times table, and so the answer is 9. Question 5, 5 times 10 times 60. All right, we're taking it up a notch now and getting a little bit harder. 5 times 10, so first of all I'm going to solve that part of the equation. 5 times 10 is 50, and then what I'm left with is 50 times 6. Well, to do that I can do 5 times 6, which I know is 30, and then add an extra 0 on the end, because 50 is 10 times bigger than 5. So my answer is 300. Question 6, 6 squared, add 10. So 6 squared means 6 times 6. 6 times 6 is 36. Add my 10 gives me 46. Question 7 is a column addition. As long as you line the digits up with the decimal point in the correct place, you should have got the right answer for that one. And the answer we were looking for there was 59.14. Question 8, 60 divided by 15. We could have done a little bus stop, but basically we've got to count up in 15s and work out how many 15s go into 60. So counting in 15s, I've got 15, 30, 45, 60. So that is 4 lots of 15. Question 9, something equals 5,776 take away 855. Again, it's a column subtraction. Line your digits up correctly. All they've done is, like we've been doing in our question 1 of our arithmetic throughout the week, they've put the equals at the beginning of the sentence. So the answer we were looking for number 9 was 4,921. Question 2, again, it is a column subtraction. We just had to line our digits up in the correct place. Okay, so we've got our 10 there, with a 0 in the ones column, and then we've got our 5 in the ones column as well. And I would line it up like that. I would need a placeholder 0 here, and then I can do the subtraction. 0 take away 4, can't do it. I've got to look to the next column. That doesn't help me. So I've got to go all the way over here and make this one a 0. Carry my 1, which makes it 10. Exchange becomes a 9, that becomes a 10. 10 take away 4 is 6. 9 take away 5 is 4. 0 take away 0, 0. So my answer with my decimal point is 4.6. Question 11, dividing by 100. Remember, if I'm dividing by 100, I'm moving those digits 2 places to the right. So my 1 is in the tenths column at the moment. If I move it 1 place, it ends up in the hundredths column, but 2 places, it ends up in the thousands column. With my 0 in the hundreds column, another 0 in the tenths column, and a 0 in my ones column. So my answer is 0.001. Question 12, 3/4 of 1,000. Remember, to find a fraction of an amount, we divide by the denominator and then times by the numerator. So first of all, I want to do 1,000 divided by 4. So if I do 1,000 divided by 4, okay, how many 4s go into 1? Well, that's 0. Carry my 1. How many 4s into 10? That's 2, isn't it? 2 fours are 8, so there's 2 left over. How many 4s go into 20? That is 5. And then how many 4s into that final 0? None. So that's 250. So first of all, I've divided by my denominator, and then I need to times my answer by my numerator. So I want to know what 3 lots of 250 is. You could do a short multiplication for this, or you might be able to count up in 250s. So 250, 500, 750. So 3/4 of 1000 is 750. Okay, question 13. It's in red, so it's a 2 marker. Okay, it's a long multiplication, and if you get it right, you get the wonderful 2 marks. I will model how to do this one, but for the next long multiplication, I won't model it to you. Okay, just so you've got an idea of how to do these. But I think most of us are now starting to be pretty confident with these. Okay, 5 times 3 is 15. Carry my 1. 3 times 8 is 24. Add my 1 gives me 25. Carry my 2. 3 times 7 is 21. Add my 2 gives me 23. Okay, cross out my 1s column, add my 0 for my placeholder and golden rule, and now I'm multiplying each digit by the 10s column. So 2 times 5 is 10. Carry my 1. 2 times 8 is 16. Add my 1 is 17. 2 times 7 is 14. Add my 1 is 15. And then I've got to add my columns up. 5 add 0 is 5. 5 add 0 is 5. 3 add 7 is 10. Carry my 1. 2 add 5 is 7. Add my 1 is 8. And 1 add nothing is 1. So the answer that I'm looking for there for question 13 is 18,055. Okay, 2 marks if you got that one right. Okay, question 14, we've got 0.5 times by 28. Remember, 0.5 times by something means half of something. So it's asking what is half of 28. Half of 28 is 14. Okay, next we've got 1 3/4, add 3/4. So first of all, I would deal with the fraction part. 3/4 add 3/4 gives us 6/4. I've also got my whole one, so I've got 1 and 6/4. Unfortunately, if that's what you wrote, you wouldn't get the mark for it. The problem being, this is an improper fraction, but also a mixed number, and we can't have both. So we've then got to convert it. So 6/4 means I've got 1 whole one, which would be 4/4, and I've got another 2/4, haven't I? So I've got 1 whole one and 2/4, plus another whole one gives me 2 whole ones and 2/4. Okay, you'd get the mark for that. You may have simplified further and gone 1 1/2. You'd get the mark for that as well. Sorry, 2 1/2. Okay, question 16. 3.9 times 30. Here we would set it out like so. And then we have got like a long multiplication. We just need to remember to put our decimal point in our answer. The answer we were looking for number 16 then was 117. Question 17, you would set it out exactly like I did for question 13, so I won't model that one to you. But the answer we were looking for there was 465,000. So 465, 518. Okay, question 18. The easiest way you can do this is find what 1% of 200 is, and then take it away from 200. I wonder if any of you actually did that method. Okay, there are lots of different ways you can do it, but that's the easiest way. So the easiest way is find 1%. 1%. To find 1%, I divide by 100, so 1% of 200 is 2. Take it away from the 200 gives me the answer 198. What you could do, and I suspect lots of you probably did, is find 1%, which is 2, and then times that by 99. 2 times by 99, you would get the same answer. Okay, you'd get 198. Doesn't matter which way you did it. Question 19, we've got 1/4 divided by 2. Remember, when it's a fraction divided by a whole number, Remember, d for divide, d for denominator. The denominator is going to change. The numerator stays exactly the same. The denominator will change. So 2 times 4 gives you 8. Question 20, it's testing your knowledge of square numbers, but also of BODMAS. Okay, often a BODMAS question is easier than this, so sometimes when they put the question later on in the test, like this one, we tend to find it a little bit harder. But first of all, I would work out what 9 squared is. So 9 times 9 is 81, and then I've got 81 take away 36 divided by 9. Okay, this is where BODMAS comes into play. I've got to decide which operation to do first, subtraction or divide. So I've got to decide whether the D or the S comes first in BODMAS. Hopefully we know the D comes first, so we're going to do the divide first. 36 divided by 9 gives us 4, and then we're left with the question 81 take away 4. 81 take away 4, hopefully we got the answer 76. Question 21, 28% of 650. First of all, we would need to find 1% of 650. Remember, to find 1%, you divide by 100, so you would have 6.5. And then you would need to do 6.5 times by 28. So the answer we were looking for there was 182. Right then, question 22. I think this is the hardest question on this test today. So I will be very impressed if you have managed to get this question right. Okay, here's what I would do to solve this question. First of all, I would convert these two mixed numbers into improper fractions. So remember, to do that, I times the whole number by the denominator and then add the numerator. So 4 times 3 is 12, add 2 gives me 14 thirds. So I've got 14 thirds, take away 1 times 7 is 7, add 6 is 13, so take away 13 sevenths. That's step 1. Right, I can't do it at the moment because my denominators aren't the same. So step 2 is therefore to make the denominators the same for each of these fractions. So I want a denominator that is in the 3 times table, but also in the 7 times table. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go for the denominator 21, which means I have to times both parts of this fraction by 7. So 14 times 7. 14 times 7, I don't know what that is off the top of my head. I'm going to need to do a little short multiplication to work that out. 14 times 7. 4 times 7 is 28. Carry my 2. 7 times 1 is 7. Add the 2 gives me 9. So 14 times 7 is 98. So I've got 98 21s. Take away. Right, I want the denominator 21 here. So this time I must be timesing by 3. Times by 3 on the bottom. So I've got a times by 3 on the top. So I want 3 lots of 13. Again, off the top of my head, I don't know what 3 13s are, so I'm going to do a little short multiplication. 3 times 3 is 9. 3 times 1 is 3. So the answer is 39. So now I've got 98 21s, take away 39 21s. Now I can do it. I'm finally at that point where I'm going to be able to get to the answer, but I'm not there yet. Okay, 98 take away 39. Again, I'm going to do some jottings to work that out. 8 take away 9, can't do it. Exchange. 18 take away 9 is 9. 8 take away 3 is 5. So my answer then is 59 21s. Okay, although it's only worth 1 mark, give yourself a massive pat on the back if you managed to get the answer to that question, because that was really, really hard. It's actually a question from the 2018 SATs paper, so it's a real life SATs question. It's not just Mrs. Withers being mean and giving you a hard question this morning. That's a really tricky one, but well done if you got it right. Okay, question 23 then, long division. Hopefully you're still with me. Okay, hopefully you're on lots of marks. Long division then. The key to getting this one right was to getting your multiples right. And remember, when you're writing out your multiples before you attempt a division question, always look for the patterns, because the patterns will help you. And here we're writing out the multiples of 97. And that's really similar to 100, isn't it? It's really close to 100. So my first multiple is obviously 97. My next one is going to be 6 less than 200. Because I'm thinking of multiples of 97 are a bit like doing the multiples of 100. So 2 lots of 100 is 200. Take away my 6. Gives me 194. Okay. Next I'm going to do 300 take away 9. So 291. Next I'm going to do 400 take away 12, which gives me 388. Then I'm going to do 500 take away 15, which gives me 485. Can you see the pattern here, how my ones column is always going down in threes? Because 97 is 3 less than 100. Okay, so next I'm going to go 582, 679, 776. And all I'm doing here is looking at this. I'm going up in my hundreds column and taking 3 off in my ones column. 873. And that's as far as I need to go for this question. So now I'm going to attempt the division. Remember, don't even try to attempt the division until you've written out your multiples. Okay. How many 97s go into 8? None. Of course they don't. Okay, now I'm asking myself, how many 97s go into 88? It's still none, isn't it? So once again, I carry my numbers that I haven't used, I carry them across. So now I'm asking myself, how many 97s go into 882? Right then, let's look at my multiples. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so 9. And what's left over? We've got 873, but I had 882, so therefore there are 9 left over. So now, how many 97s go into 97? Well, that's the easy part. It's 1. Okay, so our answer there was 91. Big well done if you got the answer to that one. Okay, question 24. 1.5 times 57. There's 2 ways of doing this. You can do 1 lot of 57 and half of 57 and add them together. Okay, 1 lot of 57 is 57. Half of 57 is 28.5. Stick those together. The answer that you might have got for that one is 85.5. Okay, or the other way of doing it is converting it to an improper fraction and then timesing it. So you would have 3 halves times 57. And remember, when you times a fraction by a whole number, t for times, t for top number, you end up doing 3 times 57, which would give you 171 halves. Either of those would get you the mark if it was a test. 88.5 or 171 halves. Alright, final question that we're going to have a look at today then, and hopefully you've attempted this morning. Again, it's a 2 marker, a long division. And this time we've got the multiple of 59. Now, I always say, look for the pattern. 59, to me, looks very much like 60. So I can do my 60 times tables quite easily because I know my 6 times table. So my first multiple is 59. My second multiple in my 6 times table is 12, isn't it? So in my 60 times table, it's 120. But I want 2 less than that, so I want 118. Next is going to be 180, but I want 3 less than that, so I've got 177. Spot the pattern? 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. It's going to help you there. Right, 6 times table then. We said 100. We said 18. Then we would say 24, but we want less than that, so it's going to be 23. Then we would have 30, but we want 1 less than that, so it's going to be 29. Then we would have, we're following our pattern in our ones column, we would have 4, 3, 2, 1 maybe. Okay, next number in our times table would be 36, wouldn't it? But we want one less than that, so we want 35. Next number in our 6 times table would be 42, but we want one less, so we want 41. Next number in our 6 times table would be 49, but we want one less, so we're going to go for 48. And I think that might be as far as we need to go today. Okie dokes, let's attempt the division then. Running out of space, aren't I? Let's squeeze it in. 2242 divided by 59. Okay. How many times does 59 go into 2? It doesn't. Carry my 2. How many times does 59 go into 22? It doesn't. So I'm going to carry my 22. How many times does 59 go into 224? Ooh, we can do that. 1, 2, 3. And that's as far as we can go. We can't go to 236. So we can do 3. And then we have got 12 left over because we had 224. And the next multiple... Oops, sorry, I'm telling you the wrong thing there. We had 177 and we had 224. So we've got more than 12 left over, haven't we? We've got 23 would make it 200 plus the 24. So we've got 47 left over, which gives us 472. And I've got to count up in my multiples, and I've just spotted a mistake here. That should have been 72. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Our answer we were looking for was 38. Okay, hopefully you got on all right with that year 6. I apologise for my scruffy workings out there. That is our last maths lesson of the half term. Okay, add up your scores. The red ones were worth 2 points. So our total today then was out of 29. Okay, let me know how you got on. Bye.